Hi everyone, Jan Fursdon here with Fursdon House. It has been forever and 6 days since I was with you all, and it's been over a year since I have created any journals. And here I am today, a warm day in May, and I have two journals for you to share with you, and they are both for sale. They'll be in my Etsy shop. What else? Yeah, like I said, it's been at least a year since I have done a journal, and several months since I've done anything else. But the reason that it turned into two journals is typical of me. I was making one and made too many pieces of ephemera for it, so it morphed into two. So let's go ahead and get started. I apologize in advance for any screw ups. I'm just, like I said, it's been a while since I've done this, and what can I say? Anyway, they are each one signature, and what I tried to do with these, I wanted to do something that was totally outside my comfort zone. A lot of things have been going on in my life that have just kept me very busy, but God has been with me, and He's carried me through, and He's carried our family through, and I thought, you know what, I want to do something different. So I have done my first tall skinny journals. I think that's what they refer to them as. But even then I went a little bit further because I used different papers than I normally use, and it was a lot of fun. I used a lot of wallpaper collages, I think is what they call them. I'll put some of the kits that I use, but I've used so many things, so many different things that I'm not sure I remember all of it. So if you have any questions, just let me know below in the comments, and I'll try my best to find out for you. But again, these are my first tall skinny journals, and two people have given me inspiration for these. One, my sweet friend Annette in North Carolina. Hi Annette. I purchased a tall skinny journal from her about a year ago, and I love it. I think it's wonderful. And I've been wanting to do one, and finally I got up the nerve just to do it. So thank you, Annette. And another person that I wanted to give credit to is Sharon Hirth, an amazing artist. She's I've just been following her a lot and reading or watching a lot of her videos, and had so much fun doing it. And I thought, you know, I can incorporate some of this into my own work. So thank you, Sharon, also for your inspiration. And so let's just go ahead and get started. Each journal, as I said, it's tall, skinny. The measurements are, let's see what we have here, about 11 inches for each one of them. And they are about 4.5 inches wide, and they are each one signature only. And let's see what else. There's about 55 pages in there, more or less, kind of, sort of. Kind of hard to count what some people call one page and what some people don't, but it's in that vicinity, and you'll see as I go through exactly what's there. So this first one, when I have this under here, this is a piece of decorator fabric that I just fell in love with, that I received from my friend Annette. She had a bunch of decorator fabrics samples, and oh my goodness, just beautiful. And this one is from her, and you can see the front, and there's the back. And on some of the decorator fabric, you know, they have a piece that's been covered in paper, and that's what this long piece was. And I thought, well, I can't throw it away, so I just backed it with some cardstock. You can actually write on there if you want. What I would do is just put your name and the date you started and the date you ended the journal, whatever. It's up to you. But I couldn't throw it away, and it's a perfect gift bookmark. So that's what that is. And I have used this beautiful ribbon, sort of a taupey color. I have this pen that I received from Boho, is it Boho Daydreams? Sheila Ginrich from Boho Daydreams. And I love it, and it went perfectly with everything. So there that is. And again, I just have some ribbon here. Pull this away. It's velvet ribbon, but I actually like the underside of the velvet ribbon as well, so I tied it in a manner where you could actually see both. And I've used some beautiful lace here that's sort of a champagne color. I think that's the term they use. Beautiful fabric. I love it. Those muted tones. So let's go ahead and open things up. And as I said, I've used a lot of what they call wallpaper digital prints. This is obviously some ribbon. I got this at Hobby Lobby, and outrageously cheap. I hate to say cheap, but it was amazingly cheap. I even had to double question it, that they were actually selling it for what they were. And there was a huge amount, so I shared it with a lot of my artist friends and at my retreats and things, and I still have quite a bit, and I love it, and I think it's just so beautiful. And I just mounted that on this ribbon. And so here's the first page. I've put in, as you know, or you may or may not know, I like a lot of writing space. I love to write in my journals. Some do, some don't. But I do, so I always like to give everyone plenty of space to write. So digital prints, beautiful laces. I did a little bit of stenciling here. I just think it's so neat. And let's see if we can, some things I'll put back, some I won't. Here is another page. This is a bit of fabric that I had, some decorator fabric that I just made a little pocket out of. And this is obviously a tab, again with some more of this beautiful ribbon. And this is from a lady, I don't remember her name, I am so sorry, but I ordered several wax seals from her. Beautiful. They're all in green in different shapes, and she's highlighted them in gold, and I'll put her link below. I apologize for not having that in my brain, but like I said, it's been a while since I've done this. So, but I thought it was so beautiful, and it went so well with this gold braid on the green ribbon. And we have, let's see, get in there you. This is a little fan. Now this came from the premium site of the Graphics Fairy, and I just thought it was so cool. And you can journal on each page. I thought what might be fun, I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, is to do an entry, one for each day of the week or something, but that's up to you too. But I just thought it was really neat. Let's get you in there. And here we have a page. This is a card that I received from my mother-in-law. She sent me, or gave me a box of beautiful cards, and they all had rabbits or hares in them. And I just loved them, and I thought, yep, I finally get to use one. So there it is. I've just created an upside or a top side pocket, and I've put these little journaling cards in here. This again is from the Graphics Fairy. I do remember that much. Just a little space there, and then this is a digital kit, and I'll have some of those listed below. And that's just a little coin that I've put on there. And I don't think I've ever used these top-sided pockets rather than the bottom side, so it was nice to be able to do that. This is a piece of parchment. This little pocket here, it's old. It's about 200 years old, I believe. I have this large contract that is several pages. It's huge. I mean, it's like big, 24 by 24, and it's an actual contract that was made back in the 1700s, I believe, and I finally made myself use it. Oh, and I apologize for the noise in the background. I have my door open because the my air conditioning went out, and it's in the process of being repaired. And as usual, my husband is working in the garden and making noise, so I apologize. The door's open. You can hear the katydids and the you name it. It's just all kinds of fun out here. But anyway, beyond all that, that's what that parchment is. It's actually animal parchment, and that's what they used hundreds of years ago. But, and I hate to say this, I mean, no one likes the idea of using animal parchment, oh my gosh. But what it did is it preserved our history for us, because there are thousands and thousands of these contracts. Anything that was deemed very important, that needed to be preserved, they used this parchment for. And it has been preserved, and that's how we know so much about life, you know, so long ago. So that's what that is. I put just a little bit of braiding on here. This is just a sweet little, it's a postcard that I got ages ago. We visited Winston-Salem, North Carolina, and I just put a little jewelry piece up there to kind of highlight it. Oh, and then there's another card, or another tag, I should say. Just did a little bit of stenciling. Backed it with some blue paper because I thought it was pretty. And this is just a little flip, and to keep it down, because I love the look of this, and I like it being, I like the movement of it, but it also gets in the way, so I just put a little bit of Velcro on here to hold it. So that's what that is. Here we have some more stenciling that I've done, top and bottom. And this belonged to a calendar, one of those calendar books that you get. And it's several years old, but I love the book. I've gotten more beautiful pictures out of it. Perfect journaling spot. This is from a digital kit, and I've used a little bit of scrap paper here to create a little, I don't know what you'd want to call it, a little tag or a flag or something. I've used a sweet metal button here, so pretty. And down here I've used another piece that my mother-in-law gave me. It says Solicitor of the Supreme Court, Bristol, England, Maurice Leonard Sparks. Now, Maurice was married to my mother-in-law for many years, and he passed away in 2016, I believe. Or no, I'm sorry, it was 2014. Anyway, Valerie, my mother-in-law, had given me a lot of his papers and things. He was a solicitor, a lawyer in England. And when it says, you know, Solicitor of the Supreme Court, their Supreme Court is not the same as ours. It's, but he was a solicitor. And this is his, what do you call it, where you make your own notary public seals. I think it's what it is, or our equivalent, I would say. And so I thought that is so cool. So I thought I've made several of these, and I just think it's really neat. So this is a testament to Maurice. Thank you, Maurice. And to Valerie, who entrusted me with all of these fun things. She said, I know you love to make journals, and this is perfect. Go for it. And so it was a lot of fun. Here we have a tuck spot. And I made this seal myself. It's just, this one is wax. Has the bee on it. I love bees. I think they're wonderful. And we have this. Now these papers, I do remember this because I love these. This is from Tailor Made Journals. And she has a kit that has this, it's dark colored, it looks like parchment. And then you've got these beautiful blue designs on here. And I just added this little ruffle of silk material. Just did a little stenciling on the reverse. I just love them. You'll see I use several pieces of here. And this is just a place to write. It was an envelope, and I just took off the sides and used it as a journaling spot, and added this faux seal on it. And I put that in there so that it would, well, I'm just going to leave that there, and then I'll straighten it out later. I didn't want them to float around. Here we have a beautiful antique piece of lace. I've gotten it, years ago, and I had a fantastic deal with it. And people were just, getting rid of it. And it's so beautiful. It's so, I don't know, it's ethereal almost. It's so fair. And so I used this. Now, this time, I've not done this before. I love this print. And what I did was print it on tracing paper. I wanted something thin, and that's what I did. And yes, you can write on it. So, there we go. See if I can get this back in here, how I remember it. I've done a little cluster here. This is a beautiful page from a digital kit. And what I've done, oh, my husband would pick this moment, wouldn't he? Anyway, these are 3 little glass leaves that I've just adhered to the page. There's a bit of lace, beautiful lace from Hobby Lobby actually. This is a journal card, and this one came from My Porch Prints. They've done several. They've done it in pale pink and green and I think blue and several others, and my favorites are the pinks and the blues. This is from a digital kit. All of the pages, I believe, unless I specifically tell you otherwise, are from a digital kit, and I've just backed them with different papers and what have you, but I've used that little Madonna and just kind of made that into a little scrap cluster. Some stenciling here on this page, a little bit of a flower, and these 2 pages are duplicated in the reverse on their other side, and I thought that was kind of neat. I've just put a little cluster up here with some fabric. And another thing, I have decided I've got so many pieces of beautiful fabric that I've either collected myself or been given, and I'm determined to start using more of them. Beautiful page there. Whoops, a little bit of stuff there. Just love this. But again, it is a departure from my normal style. Done some stenciling here. These are strips that are like washi tape, and beautiful. And again, I'll put the link below. And I thought it was just so neat because there's so many different ones, and they go with so many different things. Here's the other side of that thing from TaylorMade Journals. Lorna has outdone herself. She has some amazing prints on her website, and I will put her link below as well. Here we have a beautiful piece here, and I've just lined it in this beautiful copper ribbon, and I've just duplicated that on here. This is I think it came also from that what do you call it, like a date book, calendar book, whatever you want to call it. And the print was from John William Waterhouse. I love a lot of his paintings. Slips down in there. Isn't that beautiful? I think that's chapter 1 papers. Either that or it's the paper Cameo, but again, I'll put those down. But I've just used so many different ones, and some of these prints I've had for ages and some I haven't, but I just finally made myself use them. Here we have, isn't that lovely? And I love the way it goes with the blue and everything. Nice little journaling space. See if I can get this on without too much trouble. Yay! Kinda, sorta. There we go. And again, I've just done some stenciling here. This is William Morris. Oh, I love William Morris. It's just amazing. This piece. Now this, I got this from Sharon Hearth. She took beeswax and literally melted it with an iron, a small craft iron, onto different papers. And what she did, and I think I even did a little video on that before, about a month or so ago. What it does, it gives this amazing feel to it, and it strengthens these very fragile pieces of paper doilies. And this is just an old piece of jewelry, probably from the 60s, 50s, somewhere in there. So I'd call it vintage. And I thought, well, I'll make a pocket. Well, I didn't like a pocket on this side, but I have made a pocket on this side, so it's just, you know, one and the other. But the funny thing was that the day that I was doing this, I kept thinking, why are there so many? I had the doors open, and it was lovely and cool outside, and bees were all over the place. And finally it dawned on me, duh, beeswax. The bees, they're wanting to know what you're doing with their beeswax. It was hilarious. I explained it in the other video, but again, Sharon Hearth was the one who I learned how to do this with, and it gives a beautiful texture to a lot of different pieces of paper. So try it out on different things. It's really neat. This is a wax seal that I did, and this is from another digital kit. I just got these in the last week or two. I love it. I printed them on vellum. And yes, you can write on vellum. I tested it out. And this one is blank underneath, and you can write on the reverse as well. But I loved the colors they did. It was in blues and greens, and just yummy. And I think even some maroon colors. And I loved these different tops, advertising and what have you. I just thought it was really neat. So let's put that under there. And then this tag, I have to tell y'all, this is funny. Now I have at least 50 plus tags already made. I just do it when I'm bored or something, or when I want something easy to do, or something just to, to do a little bit of something. I create tags. And having all these tags, I came across this one looking for something else. It was just a piece of cardstock, and you can see it's got some little lace designs on it. Well, I just stopped everything I was doing. It also had a little stamp printed on here, and it just dawned on me, yeah, I have to make another tag about this. So I took some little pieces of scrap and just mimicked the lines of where it had some of the little lace trim here. And then on top of the printed stamp, I put an actual stamp, and this is from Belgium. This is also from a stamp collection that Maurice had, the one who was the solicitor. And I have a whole book of stamps that he collected as a child. These are probably from the late 30s, maybe early 40s, but definitely the late 30s. And they're just beautiful. And I thought, well, you're not going to remain in a book. We need to just use you. And I've just put a little scrap of lace up here. So there it is. After having all those tags already made, and then here I am creating more. What can I say? Here we have, isn't this beautiful? I love the colors in this, and I've used some antique buttons here. The thread in there is new. It is not, I don't like the look of buttons that don't have thread in them. So I just use some of my own thread. And this is a Winslow Homer, two girls looking at a book, painted about 1877. Nice little postcard there. And this little trick of folding things under, I also got from Sharon. She has some amazing things. You really need to check out her channel. Here, this whole page is just two pockets, and I did some decorative stitching up here. So just kind of thinking outside the box. So I got that idea from Sharon, and it was just like, oh, now why didn't I think about this? But of course, everything's simple when you realize how it's done. But until then, you don't. So on this, it's just a digital print. And I gave the lady an earring, and I put a little cross up here. And again, I carried the decorative stitching all the way across, and then put two little cutouts of butterflies there on the threads. I just love how that all turned out. And here we have two more tags. Just put that in there. A little bit of, and that is antique cotton. Oh, what do you call it? I'm at a brain loss right now. It's lace, crocheted lace. That's what I was trying to think of, crocheted lace. It is antique, and you're going to see some more of it on the next journal because I used it to go on the outside. But I have quite a bit of it, and I was like, oh, I've never used it. And it's like, finally, duh. Did a little bit of stenciling here. Isn't that sweet? I love ferns. So we're just going to put that back in there. Here we have another journal tag that goes along with the other one I put in. Lady, an equestrienne. Nice journal spot. Now this, when I was in Germany visiting my daughter several years ago, we went shopping one day and there was this old bookshop, and just fascinating. It looked like it was several hundred years old. It was just so much fun. And I got some stationery there. And there's another piece in here that that matches. And I believe the artist is Ruelle, R-U-E-L-L-E. And I loved the color and how it all came together, and I thought, it's perfect. So it was kind of neat how everything just kind of came together. That was really nice, especially after not having done any journals in such a while. Some stenciling that I did here. This is what I mean by collage, the wallpaper collages and what have you. And this I've had 20 years at least. It's just a piece that came off of a piece of jewelry, I believe. It's a little dragon, and I just felt that a dragon had to go here. Don't ask me why, but there he is. He's metal, and he's just a neat little piece, and now he's making his debut. This is some fabric. I just wanted to do a little flip here. This is decorator fabric that I've had for ages and ages. I love it. I've had it for, oh goodness, ages. Like I said, I wanted to start using more of my fabrics, so I've had fun with that. Here's some more of that paper from Tailor-Made Journals. The top, this is from the digital kit that has the washi tape finishes, I think. No, I'm sorry, it is not. It is not. It's from something else that I literally cut around. Sorry about that. But I just thought it went perfect. And then I just did some stenciling here, sort of bring out the blue. This is the duplicate of the pages previously. This is the other side of them. And I thought, no, I'm just going to make it the same. I really liked the look of it. Love that print and the color. And again, this is just some stenciling that I've done here. Here's another one of those. I printed again. I printed this on, what did I say I'd printed it on? Anyway, vellum. Ooh, the brain. The words are just not coming. But again, beautiful graphics up here. But now this one actually had writing on the front side, and I love that. But the problem is, you couldn't see, if you were to turn it over and try and write on it, you probably couldn't even read it because it was, you could see through it. That's the thing with vellum. But I love the look of vellum. I love the feel of it and the sound of it. So I just backed it. I sewed on some specialty paper. I think it's some kind of linen. And I just did some stenciling here so that you have, again, more space to write. And I love the look of those. They're just so neat. And again, I'll put that link below. Little butterfly here, some stamping here and there. A little bit of gold ribbon here. I just put some lace here. 2 cards. Are those not beautiful? I love them. Actually, not cards, they're just cutouts. But I love the color. This is from a fashion magazine, or a fashion book rather, that I just cut out and trimmed around. This is an antique, late 1800s, I believe. Brussels, they're postcards. And there was a pack of them, like a little booklet of them. And I love them. I thought they were so neat. So this is an original piece, of course. And this is Palace of Justice, I believe is what it says. General View. Ah, yes, here it says in English right below. General View, Law Courts, and Church. And again, that's in Brussels. This came from the digital kit that had the like the washi tape strips, and they come in handy. And they're nice and long, so they go this way on a page, portrait or landscape. Here is that beautiful lace again that I was telling you about. And this is, I just put a little faux wax seal on there. And just took one of my digital prints and again printed it on tracing paper. And yep, you can write on it. I thought it was really cool. So let's go ahead and put this back while I can remember it. Here is the other card that belonged to that. Good, this one has the thing. It's Carl Rudell, R-U-D-E-L-L. I may be mispronouncing that. But this is from the German bookshop. And this painting was done in 1939 in Stadt, a museum. It's where it's located. And I just love those colors. It's a beautiful painting. And again, this is just some a digital print here. A lot of blues in there. This is a piece, again, I like the ease of something that comes up. I like the movement, but again, it can get in the way. So I've just put a tiny, you really don't even notice it, a small piece of Velcro to hold it down. And then you've got this journaling spot here. I've had that fabric for ages too. I enjoyed working with all the fabrics. So I'm going to start doing that. I would like to. More stenciling here. And then, again, this was an envelope, and I just cut the sides off because I didn't want to seal it up. I wanted to use it as journaling space. And this is the tag that was behind it on the other page. Just put a little bit of ribbon here. What was that? Seam binding, I believe. Beautiful design. I just added that little piece there. See if I can get all this done here. Voila. Here we have another page. So lots of writing space. Little tuck spot here, beautiful design there. And just some ephemera that I've done up there. My husband's like, you would pick now to tape this. Oh well, it's all good. It's the back page, which of course it's the same as the the front page here. I just love it. I would just put some fabric here on it, a little fabric tab. This, I believe I got this from Annette. Beautiful little pocket. I just put them in there, and then we have this page. More journaling space. And put a little flower, a crocheted flower applique. And I had that paper, I saved it from, I think it was packing paper of some kind. And I thought, well, that's really neat, so I liked it, so I used it. And here we have a little bit of this is decorator fabric too, a beautiful piece that I received from my mother-in-law, Valerie. She had an antique shop for years and years, and she would get all of these fabulous pieces of fabric and have the furniture reupholstered and what have you, and I loved it. So, and that is the end of this one. And so we're just going to open it up here, and we're going to put our bookmark there. Whoops, we'll put him underneath the little butterflies. There we go. So I'm going to end this one and then create a new video for the next one because I don't want to get a little crazy on this. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, just leave me a message in the comments. And again, I apologize for not having all the information, and I won't have the information for all of it for the next journal either. I've just got to get back into the frame of mind of doing all of these journals again, but that is this one. I hope you're having a lovely day. It's late May and it's starting to get warm, but we had a beautiful, beautiful spring here in Alabama and thoroughly loved it. So anyway, take care, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.